大家好，这里是合成少数派，我是梦琪。今天做客何少的呢，也就是我现在身边这一位是 Victoria Shen， 她是来自 San Francisco 的声音艺术家啊，也玩实验音乐，还自己设计和制作一些发声装置和电子乐器。此次呢，也是 Victoria Shen 第一次到北京来，我们非常有幸能邀请她来聊聊她的故事。
Synthesis minority, how are you?
Yeah, good. What instrument have you played?
Ever?
Yep.
Guitar, drums, trumpet, a little bit of piano.
So what's your favorite?
My favorite?
Yeah.
Right now it's trumpet.
Trumpet, but you have a lot of experiments with guitar,
Yeah,
strings, yeah, stuff.
Totally, exactly, yeah.
Yeah. I think you stuck a cymbal on a guitar, right?
Yeah. And then I was taking accordion reeds, like an accordion.
Yeah.
I take the reeds and I blow it on top of the pickups.
So it resonates.
And the reeds, yeah. Well, the pickups hear the reed,
Yeah.
like the steel spring vibrating. So.
So is this a picture of you play spring?
Yes, this is from the snare drum.
Oh.
The snare drum, and so
yeah.
at the bottom of the snare drum.
Yeah, 响弦就是军鼓下面那响弦啊，打上面的时候也踏踏踏的那个东西是这东西啊。So what are you doing with it?
So it has a contact mic on it, and then you just shake it so it's like a long tongue, and it has a really beautiful sound.
Yeah.反正就看起来很好看，听起来很好听的一个东西。So let's talk about one of your most famous work, which is like the needle nails. Right?
Yes.
The idea, implementation, inspiration, and the result.
Okay. So I used to do nails after college.
Yep.
So I was doing nails, but to train for like an art piece that I was performing, where I was doing people's nails for free, but reproducing like paintings from modernists. From like the 1950s and the 1960s.
Okay.
So making them really small. And so I always had this idea in my head that was supposed to be about like flipping off the modernists, because like the way that it's talked about is like it's art for art's sake, like without any political implications.
Yep.
So I think that that's impossible to do, and the framing gives all the value to the artwork. And so like that was my way of like taking that art and then like infusing it with like politics and all these layers of meaning. And so I abandoned a lot of visual arts, I have to say, in performance art and stuff like that. But, these skills are still like in my head, and I still think about stuff like very digitally, like just with the fingers.
Yep.
I was making, so this is a long story. I was making speakers for a long time, just like with copper.
Yeah.
And then I released a record.
Okay.
My first record, and I made the cover out of copper, so it turns the whole cover into a speaker. So you can listen to the record through the album cover, the jacket.
That's cool.
And then after that, I was like, wow, like vinyl. I didn't grow up with vinyl. So like, what can I do with vinyl? And so first thing I was like, okay, molding and casting. Like, can I use silicone and resin to like reproduce vinyl grooves? The answer is yes. And then it was like, okay, like, can I put needles on like my fingers and then, play? And then the answer was yes.
Yeah.
And so it was like very kind of simple and easy. And I'm surprised that people haven't really done that so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there have been gloves before, but nobody did it in the actual fingernails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's as gestural as a sampler can be.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally, definitely.
It's so close to your body, right?
Yeah, it's an extension.
Things like a polyphonic turntablism.
Yeah, definitely, totally, definitely. Quadraphonic, at least.
Yeah. 10 voices, right?
Yeah.
On 2 desks.
Definitely.
You can have 4 decks and you pick up all the samples from them.
You know, the fun thing is when you spin the record, On the top, the four fingers have it forward in time, but the thumb on the bottom is going in reverse. So you have forward and reverse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. You play two sides at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. You always have like a innovation. That's very innovative.
Oh, thank you.
Next, let's talk about Pharaohs. Your collaboration with Eric, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it released now?
It's released, yeah. So now people bought the pre-order, and then after pre-order there was a wait list, and so there's a really long wait list. And I think Eric is just starting to produce, and then after Beijing and Helsinki, I will go to New York and to help Eric build as much as possible in a couple days. And then,
that's a surprise.
Yeah, because I mean I like building stuff too. So.
Oh, you actually buy the instruments she builds, right?
Very possibly. I'll sign the ones.
Oh, really?
Maybe, who knows?
Okay, I'll get one of them.
Okay.
So how did you start?
So I started building synthesizers because I went to art school, and then I did a workshop where we were soldering filters with Flower Electronics by Jessica Ryland. And she thought that my soldering looked really good.
Okay.
So she hired me, and so I started working on the weekends building these analog synthesizers all through hole stuff. Standalone modular synthesizers, and then slowly I started learning like business stuff like inventory, like packaging, whatever, and then like assembly, and then also PCB design eventually, layout design, and then also like enclosure design eventually. And machining. She was like my biggest mentor. So that's how I started. And then later on I started working at MIT doing this class called How to Make Almost Anything, and so that was like making your own microcontrollers, Arduino, like laser cutting, 3D printing, like CNC machining and stuff. And then that just like blew open the whole thing. And so I went from just like synthesizers to wearables and like other electroacoustic experiments and like, encoding.
This one you played Horizon at my house. Yeah. How do you feel about that?
I love it. It was so deep and complicated and like intriguing. And it's very like, I mean, you explained to me how it works, but at first it's like really fun to actually just like play around and figure out the relationship between stuff. And it's like non-linear. That's the other thing that's like really amazing about it. This is why I asked, it's like, oh, is there any influence from like Rob Hordyke? That's the same thing I love about Rob Hordyke stuff. It's like, it can be very non-linear and chaotic and multiplicative. Like one thing affects these cascading sounds down the stream. And it's really, like you said, it seems like a main instrument. Like I could see sets that are just the Horizon.
Yeah. So thank you for the nice words.
Yeah.
So why do you come to Beijing this time?
I was invited by Ji Zhao, and then to play this festival called You and Me Festival.
Yeah.
And I have to say, like honestly, it is probably the coolest festival I've ever been to.
Oh, good.
This kid, he's 17. And he set up this huge, beautiful stage in this like recreational center, like a basketball court.
Yep.
And every night it's 8 different acts. The hospitality is amazing. They feed us, they drive us. Like the people are so nice, and the curation, the acts are so good. The energy is so like in your face.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and I have such an amazing time. I hope I can also deliver on Wednesday when I play.
Oh, of course you will deliver. I bet.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, let's talk about your future plans.
Okay. My future plans? How about this one? I was inspired by prison tattoos, because the way they used to make prison tattoos is they set a fire by the prison bars. And so then the black soot on the prison bars, they take the soot and then they would tattoo that as the ink in the skin. But it's very, it has a lot of ferrous oxide in it. It has iron content.
Okay.
And so when they go into an MRI, the MRI actually pulls the ink out of their skin and it hurts a lot. But if it's that magnetic, then you could probably use a tape head and write audio information on that ink. and you could probably read it too and then erase and stuff. So I wanted to develop a tattoo ink that you can, put audio memories into.
So is it like magnetic tattoo ink?
Yeah, I want to develop this. Yeah.
Okay, and you're just you do the tattoo
Yeah.
and you use a tape pad
Yeah.
to write some audio information
Yes.
onto it. And
Yes.
this, so what do you want to write?
Anything. I want to try for maybe poetry,
Okay.
maybe a whole book, an audio book.
So you can play it with a playhead, right?
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
From here.
Exactly. Maybe you can even tattoo like in here and make a tape loop like this.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, and you can. Oh, a
Like
tape
this,
loop. That's
tape
good.
loop.
It's running here. It's running here. So you can scratch it, right? You can
Yeah.
scratch your body with
Exactly.
with a tape playhead.
Definitely.
Wow, you're full of awesome ideas.
Oh, thanks.
I think you and Eric will go along very well because he's also full of these wild ideas, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, cool. I love that one. How people follow you on internet?
Mostly on Instagram. I do have a Twitter. I never go on Twitter though, but so Instagram's the main thing. I also have a website with all of my gigs listed there.
All right, now you can have them here on the screen, right?
Yes.
Your Instagram account and your website.
EVICSHEN, eviction, or just look up Victoria Shen.
Okay, good. That's about it. 好，这就是今天的内容了。这里是合成少数派，一个致力于分享一切有关合成器冷热知识和趣闻的少数派圈子。我是梦琪，他是 Victoria Shen，我们下次再见。
再见。